And
Yes.
that's what makes this energy transition so dynamic, because
Yes.
you cannot look at things in the classical way that we've all grown up. Big
Yes.
scale, big size, the answer to all your questions. It's not anymore.
Yes.
We're also looking very hard at carbon management solutions with methane,
Yes.
fugitive methane emissions from
Yes.
certain facilities. We're looking at distributed catalytic reactors that can actually go out into the field on small scales and begin to look at methane as a feedstock in those circumstances in a distributed manner, as opposed to the large mega projects of the past.
Yes.
We're beginning now to look at fugitive methane as not necessarily a waste to be flared,
Yes.
but a low-cost feedstock that can be taken advantage of.
And what would be the product that would get produced from that?
Well, I mean, you think about all the different things, chemicals that can come from produced methane.
Yes.
In a catalytic reactor, and then you look at the market conditions, you look at distribution opportunities,
yes,
whether it's pipeline or rail or truck.
Yes.
Look at the quantities that you're talking about, and you've got a whole plethora of opportunities to look at, but you first have to understand the business case.
Yes.
You have to understand the
yes.
technology and the performance.
Yes.
You have to understand how it fits in terms of a business strategy.
Yes.
And that's what makes this energy transition so dynamic, because
yes.
you cannot look at things in the classical way that we've all grown up.
Yes.
Big scale, big size, the answer to all your questions. It's not anymore. And so as you look at decarbonization, it's going to challenge us to think that way and then operate it.
I love that you pointed that out. Just last night, I had a strategic conversation with Mr. Keith Meyer. He's the CEO of LNG Central and has been in the LNG sector for a long time. He was, has a long career. And he was talking about how we need to get companies to move away from flaring, because he's from the LNG industry and recognizes that in the hydrocarbon chain, this molecule is the least carbon intensive molecule. But flaring is something that he wants the industry to do away with. So maybe we need to connect him to the UFH and the Carbon Management Center and then figure out how we can help this technology that you have just shared, right? How do we go back so companies never have to flare again, where there is value in taking the natural gas, which is a byproduct from oil production, and it, instead of hurting their bottom line, now it helps their bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the whole key here, as you begin to change your paradigms, is the way you look at natural gas. Is it a waste to be flared?
Yes.
Is it a feedstock to be taken advantage of? And I think you've said something else here that's kind of interesting, and it also plays along with this whole continuum of thought. But as the demand for crude oil globally begins to lessen,
yes,
the amount of associated gas in terms of exploration will also lessen.
Yes.
And so you begin to look at the dynamics of natural gas availability and cost.
Yes.
We seem to have this image that now and forever we'll have abundance and low cost of natural gas.
Yes.
And anybody in the energy industry knows that the minute you think you know what the future is, you better be careful, right?
Yes. 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 Actually, sir, one of your other co-panelists is going to be the CEO of Nacero. It's a company that is building a multi-billion-dollar plant to generate gasoline from natural gas. And the idea is that that gasoline generated from natural gas will have a fraction of the emissions compared to the gasoline that is generated from crude oil. And so I've had that discussion with Mr. Jim McKenna about the future of natural gas and the supply-demand equation. So I think, I can't wait for this energy transition symposium to have this discussion on the panel. That's going to be a great discussion.